Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I'm George. We're all George. So happy Friday. We got to talk about, of course, what's going on. A global IT outage, the biggest the world has ever seen, and it's disrupting a lot of travel, a lot of companies, a whole lot of stuff. So we got to talk about that, and we got to talk about Bitcoin and this indicator signaling a historic move ahead, and more. And since it's Friday, we'll have a good old time with Q&A. All right, let's do it. Welcome, guys. Bitcoin is starting out the day above 64,000, still kind of going sideways, which is quite okay, especially compared to where we were last week. The US market is opening in the red because of this IT outage, the largest the world has ever seen. All flights are like grounded now, and they're delayed, and there's massive amount of computers that have a blue screen of death. It's bad. Luckily mine works. Like, I don't know. It really depends on if you're using a service from this company called CrowdStrike. Okay, so the irony of this is CrowdStrike is a cybersecurity company. So a lot of big entities that are trying to stop cyber attacks or malware or bugs or vulnerabilities or whatever, they use this company and its services to prevent those things from happening, right? And I guess they're absolutely huge. But then they somehow messed up some of their server updates. They blame it on Microsoft. They said some patches or something didn't go according to plan, and basically their services went down and caused a whole lot of problems. So, I mean, there's markets worldwide that are affected by this. Supposedly they patched it and it's fixed, but I don't know. I mean, just look at this. The U.S. Aviation Authority has required all flights to land due to technical computer glitch. Just think about that. Think about the mess that causes. Like, every single flight basically has been delayed or grounded or canceled now. I mean, I don't even know the liabilities of this company, this CrowdStrike. How many billions upon billions upon billions of loss they caused today, and whether or not, they're going to even be around after this. I mean, that's crazy. That's crazy. So they're blaming it on Microsoft. This Microsoft blue screen of death. This is due to people that are using the cloud service from Microsoft, which uses CrowdStrike software. And the irony is CrowdStrike also uses Windows servers, and supposedly the patches is what screwed up. So they're blaming Microsoft. Of course, Microsoft is like, why are you doing this to us? It's your fault. I don't know. It's a little back and forth there. So yeah, that's what's happening. Okay, that's what's happening. The thing is, this is why we need decentralized systems. This is a clear example that no matter how good a centralized system is, they always fail. They're prone to fail. They're designed to fail. Where on the other hand, decentralized services or decentralized networks, decentralized applications are designed not to fail. Like Bitcoin, the network has never gone down since the beginning. That's how amazing it is. And the network continues to get stronger and stronger and stronger. And despite the little upgrades that it has had over the years, still is stronger than ever. And we see basically in IT, no one ever says 100% uptime. People just say 99.9% uptime, but for Bitcoin, it's really 100%. It has not gone down. So that's the amazing thing about Bitcoin and many other decentralized networks in the crypto space, right? That's why decentralization is important. I mean, even the big boys, Amazon's AWS and Microsoft Azure and Google Cloud, as big as they are, with as many data centers as they have around the world, they still go down all the time. We hear about it all the time. So no matter what, they just can't stay up forever. But something like Bitcoin, since 2009 to now, it's been up 100%. That's how amazing it is if you think about it, right? Anyways, moving beyond that, BlackRock. BlackRock has purchased over $1 billion worth of Bitcoin. $1 billion, and not in total. That's just this week. This week alone, they purchased $1 billion. Okay, now, I know the argument, well, it's not BlackRock doing it, it's the institutional investors, right? Yeah, of course. A lot of it is just the institutional investors and retail investors buying in, but you know they are too. That's why there's never any outflows. There's only inflows, never outflows. So Larry Fink wants world domination through Bitcoin, okay? That's what's happening. So yesterday, if you look at the tally, we had a net inflow of 84 million. Grayscale continues to sell. Yesterday, Grayscale sold 22.5 million, but it does not matter. BlackRock took in 100 million. I mean, this last week alone, just crazy numbers. 102 million, 110 million, 260 million, 170 million, 120 million. Just keeps on going. $1 billion worth of Bitcoin bought by one single ETF, and others, if you add it together, probably another billion, right? That's probably like close to 2 billion. And that's just going to increase. The numbers are going to only go higher from here on out. Okay? So you got to pay attention. You got to pay attention. So what is this historic indicator? Well, there are many. There are many that are showing that Bitcoin is ready for a huge move, a historic move, you could argue. Okay? That will point us to 190,000, which is actually very conservative. So many other predictions show that we're going to end up anywhere from $200,000 to $300,000. So actually, 190,000 price prediction for next year is actually super conservative versus some of the other predictions out there. Now, why? Why are we going to go up there? Well, Bollinger Bands. Bollinger Bands. So if you're looking at how tight the Bollinger Bands are, the bandwidth is as low as it's ever been in history. We saw this one time in 2015. Yeah, 2015. And then one time in the bottom of 2023, and now we're seeing it once again. Okay, so to put things into perspective, Bitcoin in 2015, that's when it fell down to $160. $160. That's the last time we saw the bandwidth this narrow for Bollinger Bands. And then we saw it in the bottom of 2023 when Bitcoin fell to 16,000. And now we're seeing the same thing happen in 2024, but the difference is Bitcoin is at $64,000, $65,000. So again, we haven't seen this since Bitcoin was at $160 and Bitcoin was at $15,000. Now we're seeing it at $65,000. So obviously much higher in price, but the performance that comes afterwards could be similar, could be very similar. Maybe not tens of thousands of percents now, maybe not even thousands percent, but just a few 100% that could follow this will send Bitcoin towards 190,000 and beyond, right? And this is what it's looking like in terms of that squeeze that's happening and the bandwidth. So that's looking pretty darn good. Now, something else that shows near-term movement that's also very good, and this is something that I've been talking about, right? I've been saying all week that I think something's brewing that's going to drive us to a new high by next week, ahead of the Bitcoin conference, or maybe during the Bitcoin conference, right? And we got ETH spot ETF coming up next week too. But this also kind of shows you something else is going on, or something similar is going on, or this is all related. This Wyckoff reaccumulation, which is just a way for big boys in Wall Street to drive out retail investors so they can buy in and pump up the price, okay? And that's exactly, I mean, this has been ongoing for many, 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 many months. But you notice spring, that's what we just recently went through, right? That is the bottom of Wyckoff reaccumulation. That is when the retail investors finally get scared out from this pattern. If you look at this pattern, it is identical. The way Bitcoin moved, the way that we had just had that little drop, which was lower than the previous drop that we had, and now we are going back up. So if we're following this, we're going straight back up, right? Not only to 73,000, but beyond that. So between now and next week, this could be happening right in front of our eyes. Right in front of our eyes, right? I think something's happening. And today, this weekend, next week, leading up to the conference, which starts on Wednesday or Thursday, I think we're going to see some tremendous, tremendous movements. It's going to be really good. It's going to be really, really good. All right. Now, here's a long-term look. You know, our current movement versus previous cycles. Again, they all look similar. They all look similar. They all move like, you know, pretty much the same way. You know, so that's why when I say, when in doubt, zoom out. When you're fearful, zoom out. You look at what has happened before, and, you know, it's all the same. It's all the same. We move according to the same patterns every single time. It's not identical, but very, very similar in nature. So it's no different this time. We're nowhere close to peak, and that peak can be 190,000 or it could be 300,000. What no one knows, but what I do know is that peak is going to result in Bitcoin being at a higher price than where it is now. Significantly higher price than where it is now. So that's the most important thing, right? And we're not too far off from peak. We're about a year, maybe a year and a half. Maybe this goes on until the end of 2025. But come on. That's why when last week, when the fear level was as low as it was, I mean, it was just silly. It's just absolute silliness. But this is what we have to look forward to. Right? All right. Now, outside of Bitcoin, you know what? People are also loading up on ETH. So this is the ETH reserve or ETH balance on the exchanges. And you notice that since June, it's been dropping and dropping and dropping and dropping. That's because people are getting ready for the ETH ETF. All right. ETH ETF is coming on Tuesday. So that could be a fantastic, fantastic catalyst. Or it's not a catalyst. Bitcoin goes higher, but like the market, if the market's blowing up next week, ETH ETFs will debut with enormous volumes, right? So that could be happening. So that's why people are loading up. People are waiting. Mike Novograd's Galaxy Digital buys almost all of crypto manufacturers' Ethereum assets to expand staking. And I don't have a chart, but a ton of people are also staking. I think it's like 30-something% of all ETH now is staked. Because a lot of people, once they buy it, you know, they're like, I might as well stake it, right? So again, a lot of people are buying off the exchanges or buying on the exchanges and removing off the exchanges. And then a lot of them are staking it, which is absolutely fantastic. And all of this is resulting in less and less supply being circulated. So absolutely awesome. So we'll have to see. Now, we did hear about Solana ETFs, right, coming around the corner. We got a couple of funds that have submitted their applications. But here's one that's interesting. 21 Shares, they're launching Injective Staking ETP. That's really weird. Out of the blue. Injective Staking ETP. So it kind of shows you that, you know, Injective was one of the hottest L1s of 2023. In 2024, very hot up until March, and now it's cooled down. But still, out of nowhere, there's an Injective ETP. not an ETF, but it does show the appetite for various crypto projects, right? So who knows? In the future, we may get ETFs of all the big L1s, L2s out there. We could have ETFs of buckets of crypto, right? You can have a bucket for gaming crypto, a bucket for deep end crypto, a bucket for AI crypto, a bucket for meme crypto. Just something to think about. Could be coming sooner than we expect. Maybe the next cycle. Every single cycle we get something new, right? This cycle we're getting ETFs, at least the big ones: Bitcoin, Ethereum, maybe Solana. Next cycle, that's when we get, you know, we get buckets of like ETFs. I don't know if that made sense, but anyways, you guys get my point. What else is there? BitGo integrates Stacks L2, which is great. Stacks is a programmable L2 on top of Bitcoin. A lot of Bitcoin dApps utilize it. So that's good. And BitGo's custodian service, custody service, mostly for enterprise. That's fine. Italy's top bank participates in 25 million euro RWA, digital bond issuance on Polygon for the ECB. Didn't the ECB, aren't they like really against crypto? Isn't Christine Lagarde or Lagarde? Didn't see, yeah, she was bashing Bitcoin. Her very own daughter is into Bitcoin, and I remember she was bashing her. Like, yeah, anyways. All the naysayers will come around eventually. They either come around or they're gonna die off. One of the two, right? And then the crypto people take over. Ripple settlement hopes push XRP volumes above Bitcoin on exchanges this week. I guess now we know. Now we know why XRP pumped up. Because those South Koreans, they're speculating that XRP or Ripple will settle soon, right? And if so, XRP could be driven up finally. Maybe it'll get above $1 finally. Okay, it's been suppressed for so long. XRP army is slowly fading away into the sunset, and maybe this will bring them back, right? So we'll see. And maybe there'll be an XRP ETF too. So, but in the meantime, XRP is seeing a substantial amount of new addresses and total addresses interacting with the network. Both are at the highest level since March. That's great. That's great. I don't know what people are using XRP Ledger for. Probably just to buy. I don't know what else is on XRP Ledger, to be honest. All right, that is pretty much it. Bitcoin coming back up, 64.8, going back up to 65 probably. And can we get to 66 and beyond? Let's see. Let's see. All right, let's do Q&A. Today, the U.S. market is not good. Let's see. Does not matter. MicroStrategy's up above 1,600 again. That's fantastic. Coinbase is up. Fantastic. Nvidia's not up. I need Nvidia to start pumping again. But as long as Coinbase and MicroStrategy are doing well. Getting a solid push right now. All right, let me see if I missed anything. The CEO of CrowdStrike did not even apologize in a tweet. I guess he's just too busy blaming Microsoft. Am I causing Bitcoin to pump? You know, I have that effect on Bitcoin. The resistance at 100K Bitcoin would be enormous. Yeah. I think it's going to be really hard to break 100K, but once it happens, it's like the waterfall or the dam opens and then like it just go flood. And in this case, it'd be flooding with liquidity. After 100K, I mean, Bitcoin is going to start skyrocketing, I think. It's good. We're almost back to 64, 65. Have you guys ever tried Cane's chicken strips? There's a restaurant called Cane's. And I've seen it around. There's not that many around me. I tried it for the first time. I gotta say, they probably have the best chicken fingers or chicken tenders of any restaurant I've ever been to. I think there maybe have been one sit-down restaurant that had better. But their chicken fingers was so juicy and the taste was really good. And their sauce is good for dipping. I don't think there's a better place for chicken fingers or chicken tenders. Yeah, is it Raising Cane's? Did Ice-T found it or something? Because there's like Ice-T stuff everywhere on the windows and inside. I don't know if it's his restaurant, but it was really good, really really good. It surprised me, and the inside is well decorated too. I didn't try their iced tea. Man, look at Solana. Look at Solana at 167. I didn't even notice that until now. It just pumped up 5%. Almost back to 170. I gotta check my Oh yeah, my 5x Solana is doing quite well right now. I should have added more yesterday. They actually used to be bigger. They downsized a little bit in the past few years. You know, I got a 6 contender thing, and I could only eat 4 of them. Actually, I ate a fifth because it was so good. I just forced myself to eat it, which isn't good. But I think if I got a 4-piece, it would have been enough. Did anyone watch the season finale of The Boys? Because I didn't watch it yet. And I've been seeing clips on TikTok, and I like quickly scroll past it because I don't want to like ruin it. Anything else pumping today? Bonk is actually up. Bonk is up 5%, so that's good. MicroStrategy up. Look at that, almost right back up to the previous high. Hood is not up, a little bit. Tesla is down. Tesla's down. Coinbase is up. Bitcoin is up and going more. This virus just hit Visa. It's not a virus. It's CrowdStrike. Now it makes me want to like go get some more chicken fingers again, since everyone agrees that's awesome. Ermin, I have 11K. Maybe you could suggest a solid crypto that give me a 10x by April. There's no guarantees of that with any crypto. If I knew a crypto for certain, with 100% certainty, that it would be 10x by April 2025, I would just put all my money into it. And that's not the case. Now we're seeing a good pump right now. Oh boy, starting to really accelerate. Kim, I'm on a diet. Doesn't mean that I'm not exercising, and I'm not eating any bread or carbs, or very little of it. You seem skeptical on stacks. No, that's not true at all. Yeah, CrowdStrike should be down like 99%. They're going to be sued so badly. I don't know how they're going to survive all the lawsuits that will come after today. Oh, wow. It just pumped up right there. Man, we'll be back to 66,000 in no time. What did I just get done saying? What was that pattern? That Wyckoff pattern, right? What did I say? Something's going on. That's going to lead us to next week at a new high. And it's starting right now, like on cue. Someone asked, George, what do you think about ICP? You know what? Let's take a poll.
What do you think about Ripple?
Well, I mean, I think it's too centralized, but I definitely want to meet Chris Larson.
I don't know how that started playing. All right, so with the poll, to answer the person asked about it, what do you think about ICP? 62% said sucks, and 38% says great. I agree with the results of that poll. Oops, I have the wrong camera angle again. There we go. How come you always play that commercial? First of all, it's not a commercial. It's an educational video. And second of all, I don't know why. When I create, there's some kind of keyboard stroke that just automatically plays it. What's the best restaurant for fried chicken? I want to know the best fried chicken place on the planet. Am I getting paid by Ripple? I really hope. I'm waiting for that check from Ripple. Every time I play that educational video, they owe me $10,000. So that's why I constantly play it. But you know, whatever I ask for my payment, they never give it to me. You know, I don't think they think it's worth it. But you know, I think it's pretty fair because I have the only copy of that video on the planet, and every time I play it, it gets in people's psyche and makes them want to buy more XRP. For your leverage trade, what time frame do you normally use? I don't really look at time frames when I leverage trade. I just swing trade. If I see a good opportunity, recently I just keep throwing more money into like 3x, 4x, 5x and just keep rolling it and rolling and rolling it. Robert Knight, do you get Raising Cane's in your Ferrari? No, I don't dare to drive my Ferrari in any drive-through. That would be silly. Please make an educational video for Ada and Charles Hoskinson. I agree. Popeyes is pretty good for fried chicken. Harold's Chicken. I haven't tried Harold's Chicken before. I don't know. But I would say Popeyes is pretty good. Jollibee Chicken Joy from the Philippines. I don't know. Never tried. Never even heard of that one. Ray, you're asking a loaded question. So you start out saying you're not a fan of base chain and thoughts of Miggles token. The two does not relate. Just because I like base chain does not mean I'm going to like Miggles, which someone already tried to shill already. So you're late in trying to shill that. So no, I'm not a fan of Miggles, and I'm neutral on base chain. I think I have tried Jollibee before. Jollibee. I'm pretty sure, like, the Asian chicken places, I think I tried it before. Yeah, I have. I have tried this. They are actually really good. They're kind of like, Popeyes, but with different flavor. Yeah, I've been here before. They have this where I think they have this here too, where I am. It's just really far away. Their whole decoration like is a complete copy of KYC. I mean, not KYC, KFC. Yeah, I tried it before. I don't know. It's not that much better than Popeyes. What percent chance do you give Matic hitting its all-time high again? I'd say pretty high. They're not that far off from their high. There are 20 billion market cap. There are 5. They have to do 4x. I'd say pretty high. Almost 100%. Now, the question is, how high can they go after they hit their previous high? JC, no. I have not checked it out. Have you tried Chick-fil-A? Of course I tried Chick-fil-A. It's not fried chicken. It's just chicken sandwiches. The big difference between a chicken sandwich place and fried chicken place. Chicken and waffles in Vegas is the best $50 meal I ever had if they're still open. Where did I just go though? It's like I saw this LA ad for this buffet that's $150, but you get to have as much lobsters and king crab legs as you want. And it seems like it's a really good deal because king crab legs are ridiculously expensive. But I haven't been there. I'm trying to think the best buffet I've ever been to. It was like $100. There was one in Hong Kong I went to. No, what was another one? Oh, the Caesars buffet was a Bukan, whatever. It's a weird name. The Caesars buffet is pretty good. It's like $80 or $90. Retro Bill. That's why people tune in for the Q&A and the polls. Bacano, yeah. DCA, if you went there and it was only 25 at $30, that must have been like 20 years ago. It's just like 80 now. I think lunchtime is like 50. I don't know, Corey. I don't know what you're talking about. That was not disappointing. Bob Freeze, George, new show. Try driving around, giving car reviews while reviewing restaurants and interviewing for crypto advice. That's a little too much there. Reviewing restaurants would be fine. Like I'm gonna travel a lot, like a lot this year. So I'll be able to try all the local places and all the nice places everywhere I go. I could put that on my I Am George channel where I'll just review like places I go eat at and how it is. That's actually not a bad idea. I'm not gonna be that dedicated to it, but like I'll just record random place I go to eat, and then I'll give my opinion on it on my other channel, my I Am George channel, because I don't know, because that one I'm gonna rebrand to just my like travels, so that makes a lot of sense. I might actually do that. I've been talking about that for a while. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. So next week I'll do it in Nashville. So if you guys have good Nashville places to try, I'll go try them. You have to pay all your food with XRP. Then I will get no food at all. How many miles per gallon for G-Wag? I don't know. Go Google that. Probably 18. Something not horrible, but not great. Man, I feel bad for anyone that's traveling today because, yeah, I don't know when they're gonna solve this. Maybe it's already solved, but you know, the worst thing is I've been in airports where I had to wait like 10 hours, 12 hours due to delay or whatever. And I'm sure there are many that have slept at an airport. They waited for days and stuff. Man, it just sucks when your plane gets delayed or canceled or you have to rebook and all this stuff. It's like the worst. Black Sun, I have no idea. You have to use your member. If you're a member, you could use a members chat, and then it'll say how many months. We're still going up, guys. Still pumping. 65.4, 65.5. We're almost right back up to 66. Getting real close. Have you heard of Token Metrics? Very good indicator. I have heard of it, never used it. I don't know how good it is, but I have heard of it before, which means it's pretty big. J Bell, I appreciate it. Full moon this weekend, is that true? If so, we could see an enormous move. We're 2.4% gain right now. What's another poll? Let's do a
What do you think about Ripple?
Well, I mean, I think it's too centralized, but I definitely want to meet Chris Larson.
oops. That was a complete accident. That was complete accident. I gotta figure out the keystroke that automatically plays that educational video. I can see people just love it. Love it. All right. I think there isn't much else to say. W Dog, will the next president be pro crypto? I think so. And I think you guys already know who it's going to be. Very pro crypto now. So I think to conclude, Bitcoin is looking pretty good. Could be right back to 66,000 in no time. And by the end of this weekend, who knows? Where was the next level? The next level I drew is about 67,000. We could be there this weekend. And then after that, next week, we open up into the 70s. Could definitely be possible. This is why you guys need to stay strong, right? That's why when we fell back here, all the fudders came out, and look at where we are now. Just a week later. Just a week later. All right. Smash it a like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys tomorrow. 10:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Have a good night. Take care.